Imagine you and your wife are heading back home, but during the journey, you enter a time rift that transports you into another world, a strange world full of secrets and dangers. Once you enter this world, you see a terrifying old woman inside a dense forest. So who is this old woman? How did you enter this time rift? And how will you return to your world? The movie begins with a man named Red. He was holding a sharp tool because his father ordered him to slaughter a deer. Red was nervous and afraid of his father, so he obeyed and did what he asked. Years later, we see Red remembering his past and his wife, Olivia. He starts recalling their wedding anniversary, and at the same time, we see the deer he killed in the past, which he still keeps preserved. Then Red's father appears, worried because Red and Olivia are about to return home. The father feels that something bad is going to happen, so he gives his son a lot of advice and warnings for the road. But Red does not pay much attention, and the couple continues driving. During the trip, Red tells Olivia about the time his father forced him to kill the deer. He explains how scared, nervous, and hesitant he was. Suddenly, they get into a car accident that almost kills them, especially because Olivia is pregnant and the baby could have died. Here we discover that Olivia is expecting a child. They become lost and have no idea which road to take, and there is absolutely no phone signal in the area. But Olivia tells him they should take another road, and they decide to use the shortcut. Eventually, they arrive at a small store. They go inside, but the shop owner is sitting strangely with his back turned. Red turns the chair around and discovers that the man looks completely unconscious. Olivia becomes frightened, and suddenly an old woman appears. She seems mentally unstable. She walks toward the man and then calmly tells them that he is just sleeping. Olivia feels uncomfortable because of the old woman's strange behavior. Then the old woman asks Olivia to go to the bathroom. When Olivia leaves, she wonders how the woman somehow knew she wanted to use the bathroom. Meanwhile, Red stays behind waiting for Olivia and starts talking to the old woman. He tells her that they are lost and do not know where they are. The old woman then gives him a map to help him reach the village they are trying to get to. After that, they continue driving, but the moment they enter this road, things start getting worse. They realize they are trapped on an endless road. Then they spot a sign, and they know they are heading to the right place because of it. But suddenly, they see a dead animal on the road. Despite that, they keep moving forward. Olivia starts reading a book she took from the store. It contains different stories, and she believes it might have some beautiful tales inside. Suddenly, Red stops the car and gets out to move a burned object blocking the road. It is covered in blood and looks terrifying. He returns to the car and becomes shocked when he sees blood dripping onto the front windshield. Red screams, and suddenly Olivia approaches him, but her face transforms into a zombie-like creature. Then we discover that all of this was only happening inside Red's imagination. Red notices that they have been driving for a very long time, yet the time has not changed at all. Olivia tells him that maybe time feels frozen because he is the one driving. On the road, Red spots a man and tells Olivia that they need to stop and help him, but Olivia refuses. Suddenly, the man rushes toward the car and tries to smash the window. Red quickly speeds away and manages to escape. Olivia gets upset with him because he did not listen to her from the beginning. Here we realize that there are problems between them, as Olivia feels she carries all the responsibility while her husband acts careless and irresponsible. A strange sound suddenly comes from the radio. After that, Olivia feels like she needs to use the bathroom again. Red apologizes to her, then gets out of the car and waits for her. While Olivia is alone, she feels that someone is watching her. At the same time, Red notices a pine cone lying in the middle of the road, so he walks toward it. But when he comes back, he finds the car door open. Before he can see what is inside the car, he hears Olivia screaming. Terrified, he runs toward her. Then they both quickly get back into the car and drive away. This time, Olivia is the one driving. She is frightened by everything happening to her, and she tells Red about what happened in the forest. She says she saw a primitive-looking man watching her. Red tries to calm her down, but he does not tell her that he saw the car door open because he does not want to scare her even more. After that, they continue driving while Red falls asleep. When Red wakes up, Olivia is still driving. He feels like they have been on the road for an extremely long time, but Olivia tells him that he is just hallucinating because he only slept for 30 minutes. Red replies that it could not have been only 30 minutes because the car's fuel was almost full before he fell asleep. We then realize that the fuel was already close to running out, and even though they filled the tank at the store, the fuel is gone again because they have been driving for such a long distance. At this moment, Olivia starts getting scared and feels that something strange is happening. She cannot clearly remember anything anymore, Not even the man Red claimed to have seen earlier. Suddenly, Olivia notices that they are back at the exact same place where Red had stopped to move the burned car part from the road. Red tries to calm her down, so he turns around to get her something to drink. While Olivia is slowly driving, she suddenly sees a girl wearing the exact same clothes as her, but covered in blood. As they continue driving, they realize they have once again returned to the same spot with the destroyed car part. Here we understand that they are trapped inside an endless loop, forced to drive the same road over and over again with no escape and no end. By the time they stop again, it is almost dark. Red no longer seems surprised by what is happening, but Olivia is terrified and confused. We now realize that time moves normally for Red, while Olivia has no idea what is truly happening around her. At the same time, we discover that the person driving the car is the one experiencing these strange visions and hallucinations. They once again see the same burned car part, and then they notice an old abandoned car nearby. When Red looks inside, he realizes that there are dead people in it who have clearly been trapped there for a very long time. We understand that those people also became lost on this endless road. Red tells Olivia that those people were different from them, and that their fate will not be the same. He assures her that nothing bad will happen to them and that they will eventually escape. He says this only to stop her from being afraid. Suddenly, blood starts dripping onto the front windshield again, just like what happened to them earlier. They begin searching for where the blood is coming from, and then they see the primitive-looking man covered in blood and badly injured. The man suddenly attacks them, so they quickly run back into the car. Red drives straight into him and hits him hard with the vehicle. But the shocking part is that the man stands back up as if nothing happened. He then walks back toward the old car behind them. Red and Olivia are not sure if this is the same man who attacked them before, or if he's some kind of ghost. Eventually, they arrive near the road sign again, believing they are finally heading the right way. But Red suddenly forgets everything that happened, while Olivia starts reminding him of all the terrifying events they already went through. This happens because Red is the one driving the car. As we learned earlier, the person driving loses their sense of time and starts forgetting everything that happened to them. Red tells Olivia that they never went to any store at all. At that moment, Olivia starts hallucinating, while Red notices her sketchbook filled with drawings of the old woman. We then realize that Olivia, not Red, has been imagining many of these things, and much of it was created by her own mind. Suddenly, Red hallucinates that he is wearing surgical clothes while the old woman stands beside him. Olivia tries to calm him down, but both of them scream when they see the primitive-looking man approaching with a knife. Red tries convincing Olivia to leave the car and run away with him because the fuel has completely run out. At that moment, another car suddenly appears with its headlights on. The primitive man becomes distracted by the lights, giving Red and Olivia a chance to escape and hide. However, the primitive man eventually finds them and captures them. Here, we discover that he is actually a cannibal preparing to kill and eat them. Suddenly, another man arrives and rescues them, guiding them toward the correct path through the forest. As they follow him, they learn that this forest is cursed and almost nobody can escape from it. Only a few people have ever managed to get out alive. At that moment, they notice the old abandoned car again, but this time they realize it is actually their own car after many years have passed. It is the same wrecked vehicle blocking the road. Then the man who rescued them suddenly refuses to help anymore. This happens because once he walks a certain distance away from them, he forgets everything that happened. He completely forgets meeting them at all. Red and Olivia run away from him and continue through the forest. We then learn that the forest contains a time rift. Red, in another timeline, was actually the one who threw the pine cone onto the road so he could distract himself and steal fuel to restart the car. When Olivia previously saw the primitive-looking figure, we discover that it was actually herself from another timeline. Later, Red manages to get fuel, and they return to the car, both shocked and confused by everything happening around them. At this moment, Olivia starts suspecting Red. She imagines that he is behind all of this because he wants to kill her and their unborn baby. Red steps out of the car to calm her down, but suddenly the primitive man appears and starts chasing him. Olivia is left alone, and then she sees her future self covered in blood. She realizes this is what she will eventually become. She gets out of the car and sees another version of herself stabbed in the stomach. We discover that after spending years trapped in the forest, Olivia transformed into a cannibal in another timeline. In that moment, Red arrives and kills the future version of Olivia. He believes that if a future Olivia exists, then maybe he can still save the real one. Red quickly gets into the car and drives backward at full speed to re-enter the time rift. The portal opens again, and he successfully passes through it. But at the same moment, Red breaks down because Olivia dies after being stabbed. Suddenly, the phone signal returned, and everything becomes normal again. Red calls his father and tells him that he will never be able to forget everything that happened. Because of his deep love for Olivia, Red decides to enter the time rift once more in hopes of bringing her back. He gets out of the car and begins walking with a stick, just like the mysterious man from the beginning of the movie. Here, we finally realize that the man from the beginning was actually Red himself after becoming trapped inside the rift for many years. Later, Olivia wakes up and follows him into the rift. But after they return again, this time we see Olivia's daughter, who has now been born. Red stays by her side, believing that everything he did was worth it. At that moment, Red realizes that Olivia is still alive after seeing a photograph his daughter gives him. He understands that Olivia also returned and entered the rift again in order to find her husband. And here, the movie comes to an end.